Hello, everybody. We're going to get started soon. I just got to do a few things over here on my side. Let's go.
I found the beta cable that I couldn't find for so long, and now I'm charging it, and I'm gonna fuck this shit up. It's gonna be so hacked, baby. I'm gonna play so many ROMs in this bitch. It's gonna be crazy.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Content. There you. Okay, now I can see chat. And then I can take the video from here and tweet it, and then I think I'm good other than the music. I can do that real quick while I'm waiting for that to load.
Figure deboost the links. Remember that deboost. What are you saying? He doesn't like links on your first post for some reason.
Deprioritizes. I know that.
Yeah, I know it does, but I mean, okay.
But who the fuck cares?
I don't do that. I don't give that shit.
Honestly,
you got 112,000 followers. They're gonna see her.
Honestly,
Yeah,
I'm
fine.
like pretty sure that I've already been like a little bit shadow banned on that site.
Probably.
Yeah, and that's mostly because I think it's because I blocked Elon Musk. So they're like, I think they deprioritize your tweets if you block Elon Musk.
Hell yeah.
If you block him, then he gets unblocked. Do you know that?
Oh, really? Fun.
Yeah. So people like
Very cool website.
On TikTok, I block shit, and then it shows up on TikTok. Like TikTok, like unblocks brands for you. It's crazy. Like what the fuck? Shit's crazy.
This pleasant music.
It feels like FF14 music or something.
Yeah,
What is it? It is Atlas. Oh, I think you guys would never get this. I don't even know what this is. Suganai Atonement.
Nope, never heard of it.
So nice. It's not
The PS2 game. Okay.
His ass.
All right, I'm gonna post on Threads too.
Shit,
Oh,
hell
shit.
yeah, that's so
Yeah.
hot.
I
Yeah.
deleted my thread
There we go.
account because I was getting notifications from it.
People on you think it'd be better? People on Threads just as stupid, if not more dumb than Twitter.
Well, it's because the Instagram crowd. So
Yeah, I think that's probably what it is. Okie dokie. I think
I'm
we
ready.
are good. Let me test the music.
All right, the music.
You guys hear that? Probably
Perfect.
Yeah.
not. No, you do? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
We do.
we hear it.
All right, well, then I think we're good to go. Mike, are you ready?
I am ready.
In that
Let's go.
case, I'm going to count us in, and let's go. In 5, 4, 3. It's the internet. You're busy. Let's do this. Welcome to the Game S Decides podcast. This is the podcast where we decide everything about the world of video games so you never have to think for yourself. I'm your host, Jeff Grubb, and with me is...
Mike Minotti.
In today's episode, it's still Astro, and the Mount Rushmore of E3 moments. But first, Mike, how are you doing?
I feel good. I think I'm already kind of, back at it. Like the day I got back, I felt kind of cruddy. I was like, oh no, what did I get? And then I slept in the next day. I was like, oh no, I think I was just tired.
That's right. Let's run it back. Let's do it all again this weekend.
Let's go.
Let's go
We're
back
ready.
to LA. More shows, more previews. Why the hell
More
not?
Disneyland.
More Disneyland. I tell you what, that was definitely the pick me up I needed. We didn't get any days off, but we were at Disney, so it's like, oh, that was a really fun thing that delineated the trip for me. So I was just like, okay, cool. Traveled, got back, slept a lot when I got back, and now you're right. I'm feeling pretty good too. I had a few people that we work with that were at the party mention that they had caught COVID. So if you're hearing this, if you were there, if you have any symptoms, please get tested. Go ahead and see if you got that as well. Take care of yourself. But I'm feeling pretty good, and it seems like everyone on staff is doing pretty good as well. So I don't think it was some major event, super spreader event or anything like that. But yeah, I think we're doing good. So happy to be feeling good. Happy to be like getting right back in the swing of things. And at the same time, very happy that the weekend's coming up here soon, and I can take it easy, and by that probably means mow the lawn and do a million other things. But
it's gonna be Father's Day. Aren't you? You're gonna be pampered in bed all day. I'm sure.
I did forget about this, and someone mentioned it earlier. I'm like, oh yeah, it's Father's Day. They're probably planning something. I saw a box of coffee for my espresso machine, so I think I'm probably getting that. So that'll be fun. Yeah, you taking Daddy out for food or whatever?
Yeah, we're going out tomorrow. Just me and my brothers to a restaurant and stuff, and yeah, that'll be good.
That'll be a good time. Be a good time. Yeah. If I get a chance to, if they're like, okay, now what do you want to do? I'm like, can we go see a movie? I might want to do that. That'd be fun. That's
what do you want to see? Garfield?
I would settle
Inside
for
Out
Garfield.
2 will be out, huh?
Inside Out 2. Is Inside Out 2 out this weekend?
Tomorrow, yeah, I think so.
It is. Okay, well then maybe we're gonna go see it's Inside Out 2. Hell, that'd be fantastic.
Oh my God, you should have seen Grubb's dad energy when after dinner there was a Pixar parade happening. It was like all these things going by, and then like an Inside Out float goes by, and like Grubb realizes, like runs to get his camera. I was like, "This is my daughter's favorite one." Like just taking back pictures of it from the back,
like trying to like get an angle, and it was all terrible, but I had to get it, and I showed her, and she was very happy. She
and then the Luca float was next, and I got very excited.
Yeah, we saw the fireworks show while sitting down. That was very cool. And then
thank you, John Drake.
Thank you, John Drake. And then the Inside Out stuff happened during that. I got that on film as well, and she was very impressed by that. Yes, it was a good time. SGF was a good time. We're going to talk about that on this episode, and if you have any questions and all that stuff, of course, there's a way to ask us that. Let's do the credits here.
What's your question, Christian?
Do you taste the alfajores? The Guillermo sent? The Guillermo gave you?
Yes. Is that those are the little ding dong things, the cupcakes or whatever?
It looks like moon pie.
Yeah.
I think it's the.
I did. I ate most of them. I think I have one or two left. I shared them around with a few people. I liked it a lot. Yes, it's
pretty good.
You could tell it's made with like actual sugar instead of just high fructose corn syrup. So I appreciated that. Delicious.
Let's go.
Get more from Mike and me by joining the Patreon at patreon.com/GameMess. There's more to say about that in a second. But first, give us a good rating wherever you are listening and hit that like button on YouTube, please. It helps people find the show. If you want to ask a question, you could drop a super chat during the show. We'll get to all of those before the end of the program. Thank you to Carlos Ain, who is Insane in the Rain Music on YouTube for the use of our theme songs. Thanks to 1UP vs. CPU for our artwork. You can find more of that at oneupversuscpu.com. We are on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and wherever pods are caught. Thank you to the mods, and of course, support us by going to patreon.com/GameMess. That gets you access to our Discord server, the monthly Q&A, which is overdue. I'll probably do that this weekend. Participation in our monthly Game Club discussions.
Or something?
A little, I'm mostly just lazy. 1 month early access to new episodes of Game Mess Jeopardy and Columbros, and of course, all of our shows ad-free. All right. Let's see here. Anything else I should mention? We have a variety of ways to become a supporter, including Patreon. You can also, if you want, YouTube membership will get you in the Discord, Twitch subscriptions. All that stuff gets you a lot of the same benefits. All right. Let's see here. Big topics, Mike. Summer Game Fest happened. You ready to get into it?
Let's do it.
I figured we could have kind of a free-flowing discussion because we've talked about Summer Game Fest in a lot of places in a lot of other ways. But, we can maybe put a capper on it here, give our final thoughts, just kind of talk about some stuff in a little more depth if we want to. But I don't know. How do you feel about Summer Game Fest?
I felt pretty good about it, actually, Jeff. I liked actual Summer Game Fest, that presentation, probably a bit more than most people, but I feel like I always have expectations in decent check for what that show is. I know it's going to be a little long. I know it's going to have, maybe updates to older games and things like that. Maybe not necessarily a whole ton of new announcements, but still, there was stuff there that I saw that I was interested in. Like the fighting game stuff, what's going on with Street Fighter 6, that was good. Then Xbox had a very good showcase, right? And, there are very little complaints about that, except there's still kind of this more broader meta Xbox thing where I felt this whiplash before, and I'm kind of, a little tired of it, of like, right? Like, yeah. And so, it feels great. I think you mentioned Game S Mornings. If Avowed comes out and everyone's kind of like, yeah, it's okay, then,
right, we're back.
Do you even remember that Hellblade 2 launch? Right?
No, of course not.
No.
I do remember it, actually. I'm lying. I remember it because when I said Astro is already my game of the year, the people yelling at me about, oh, really, this is going to be game of the year, were all people who were like tweeting about Hellblade 2. So big surprise.
It's incredible.
Right. It's like, oh, come on, guys. This is just not the one.
It's incredible that Xbox has one of those, and all of a sudden they use it as their "this is real video games" thing now.
I'm like,
they get one, and they can't help but prop it up like fucking Simba at Pride Rock.
Hold it over the savannah and say all of these gamers belong to you. They don't.
God.
They don't belong to Hellblade 2. Yeah, but yeah, that game came and went. That could easily happen with any game we saw in the showcase if they don't hit the mark, and that's sort of where we're at now. This show had to be what it was. It had to be good, and it was. I'm very happy that it was. I like a showcase that has a lot of big promises. It felt like, yeah, games are back on the menu, but we have to actually get them and play them, and we'll see. I do think that there is... I suppose this is better than what it's been happening with PlayStation, where it's like, come on, do something, and then they kind of keep like hesitating on announcing a lot of new stuff. But that's probably going to break eventually, and I think I have a little bit more faith in PlayStation be able to deliver games that will definitely be good. And at the same time, really what I care about, Nintendo Direct, Switch 2, that's still yet to come. So, hey, the Summer Game Fest for me, it was what it needed to be for the most part, which is, do people around the industry feel like a need to get together in Los Angeles? And the answer to that resoundingly was yes, kind of across the board. There were a lot of people in town, even people who weren't at the shows or IGN Live or anything like that. They were just in town to see people and have meetings. So that was great. And then whenever I got to sit down and play a game, it was cool. And honestly, it was great to see like PlayStation have like a real big presence inside of the Summer Game Fest campus that I Am 8-Bit put on. That was encouraging. And we played basically 2 games there. It was Lego Horizon Adventures and Astrobot. But still, that's better than no PlayStation at all. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's right. I liked the campus this year a lot. It was a bit bigger in ways that still, I think, felt like a Summer Game Fest and not an E3. I liked that. I liked having Sony there. Absolutely. It was great that I was able to go there and get that hands-on time with Astrobot, which, we talked about before, but that game is just so incredible. I published my interview today from that with the lead of this team, Asobi.
Dusset, is that his name? Dulcet?
Yes, yeah, I believe so. I forget people's names when I actually meet them. But
me too. I'm bad at it.
Yeah, but no, it was it's Nicholas Dusset. Thank you, me, for reading that just now. Yeah, but I learned some interesting things there. Like the game's only going to have one graphics mode, and it's that 60 FPS, just super stunning mode. They're going to have the leaderboards later in a free update, but it's not going to take very long, they said. But just playing that game, man, just incredible. Just that put me in such a good mood. Made me feel pretty good about, I know for some people it's like, oh, Sony's not doing much this year, but it's like, they're making what is definitely my most anticipated game for the year, though. So I'm happy. I can't complain much.
Exactly. I mean, it's not just my most anticipated game. It's literally the game we've been begging them to make. So
yeah. We're getting our wish. So we'll get anything but happy about it.
I'm not going to be looking no gift horses in the mouth. That's just not what's happening now. I am very happy with where Sony's at because they're putting out this game, and I bet it's going to do better than anyone really thinks it's going to do.
I hope so.
Continues to be my hope there.
I hope so, but I also whatever. I get it. Yep. If you don't want to buy, that's I'm going to have fun.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I think the buzz around this game is going to be really, really positive and hard to ignore. In a way that I think should really help the game. Couple other things. Doom, the more I think about it, the more that game becomes very highly anticipated for me. A lot of these 2025 games, it's like once I realize that, it's like, okay, why am I even thinking about that? There's so much to play between now and the end of this year. I shouldn't get all worked up about a 2025 game, but I just really like the idea of Doom: The Dark Age. And then Perfect Dark also looked really promising to me. I know there's some up and down on that from some people, but I'm like, Perfect Dark looks.
Is there down? What's the down?
Okay, some people are just like maybe think it looks a little generic. Maybe I'm overstating the representation in the community of that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's mostly positive.
Yes, it seems mostly positive. You're probably right.
I don't know. Some people, I was never a big fan of like Perfect Dark's surprise sci-fi twist stuff personally, but I'm not a big Perfect Dark guy. I'm much more excited because it looks a lot more like Mirror's Edge than I was expecting. Yep. That's why I care now. So that was actually a big surprise for me and one of the highlights for Xbox's show. But you're right. Like, there's a point where it's like, I'm almost looking more forward to 2025 games or 2024 games. I think Avowed still looks good. I don't know. I feel like I always think Avowed looks good, and then people are like, they don't seem to care. I
You have a pretty good barometer for that sort of thing. So if you think it looks good, I bet it's probably going to be just fine for the most part, at the very least. So I'm hopeful.
Thank you for complimenting my barometer.
You got a nice barometer over there, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Indiana Jones looked very good.
Yes.
The trailer was largely a very long story sequence that never turned into a gameplay sequence. We had a gameplay montage after it, but I would have liked to have seen. Yeah, I would have liked to have seen that specific thing that was going on for a while become gameplay.
I understand.
But still,
yeah.
I'm excited. But 2025, yeah, like Doom, Fable. I almost said Mirror's Edge, Perfect Dark, and even over at Capcom, Monster Hunter Wilds. I mean, that was offhand, but oh baby, that is looking amazing. That looks like it's absolutely going to be one of the biggest games next year.
A couple other things. There were a lot of other shows, smaller shows. Building Relationships is one that keeps coming up over and over again that people talk about. I want to check that out. This was at the Summer Game Fest. Civilization 7 getting announced was very exciting. We kind of had a good idea that would be it, although it continued to be pretty funny to me that other rumors were happening before, and whenever people would be like, it's the big game from 2K, it's got to be this or this, and I'm like, it's Civilization 7. Why don't you people realize that is bigger than any of these other franchises? But yeah, Civilization 7 also coming 2025. I think Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater looked better than it looked in previous trailers. It looks like they really are honing in on what that game needs to be. So I'm excited to play that game really for the first time myself.
Oh, that's cool. I'm not excited for that one, but there's a part of me that's like, okay, yeah, like they made that game prettier. It's because it's not, at least it doesn't seem like it's going to be that Resident Evil style remake. At least that's just the vibe I get from looking at it, from hearing like the original voices and things like that. There's only so much you can really change up. But hey, Grand Theft Auto, Metal Gear Solid 3, one of the best games ever. I'm excited for that. And there's still other stuff this year. I played Metaphor Refantasio. I played that for like 45 minutes. It is fantastic. I think anybody who likes those Persona games is going to be super, super happy with that. That has also immediately become one of my most anticipated games for the year.
Does it have heart?
It's got tons of heart. So much fucking heart.
I noticed the heart when I was watching over people's shoulders. Yeah. Excuse me. All right. The other big game here I wanted to ask you about it. We talked about it in other places, just real quick recap for the people. Dragon Age, the Veilguard. Looking pretty promising when you saw the gameplay, right?
Yeah, they showed me like the first full hour of it. And, I hated that trailer that they showed with other people. I'm not even like some big Dragon Age fan, really. But I was like, this trailer's vibe is real weird. I know that this isn't a live service game, but it almost feels like some kind of weird Fortnite-y live service thing. And it's kind of quirky. And, there's that irreverent side of Dragon Age for sure with characters like Varric. But that was driving me a little crazy. Then I saw the actual theater presentation, and it looked great. It looked very impressive. Looked AAA as all hell. Very pretty. It was colorful, but not cartoony. There were characters who were a bit irreverent, but everyone was taking the cataclysm events that were unfolding seriously. So yeah, I have a lot more faith in that project after seeing that offhand demo thing. Hey, Jez, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships, by the way. Thank you, Jez. It was good seeing you there.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jez. And he also mentioned Jeff is avoiding me at SGF like Neo.
Wow.
Yeah, I gotta dodge you, or else you'll give me shit. No, I was stuck on a couch the entire time, and you were schmoozing with the industry insiders.
You were barely at play days. You were busy with other things.
Yeah, I was at play days for about a total of like 3 or 4 hours, and then when we had our live show was during the Xbox Mixer, and I didn't want to make you choose. Honestly, Jess, I didn't even realize you were going to be there, or else I probably would have invited you over to hang out with us. But yeah, thank you so much for the gifted subs. All right. Anything else that you want to point out, talk about? There's so much to go over here. I kind of wish we had time on Giant Bomb to do like one of those trailer roundups of stuff we missed. Maybe we can do that next week. That could be fun.
Maybe, because me and you both just completely missed Ubisoft. We were in Disneyland.
Yes, completely missed Ubisoft, which, I think there weren't too many new announcements there, if any.
Nope. But they announced a new Anno, and I like Anno,
yes.
So that's nice.
That's fair.
They announced a remake for Sons of Times again.
Okay, yes.
Again.
They announced that for the 4th time. Yeah, I do. I mean, I would like to see that Outlaws trailer. I have still not sat down to watch that. But I also would like to see, like, hey, some stuff from the PC gaming show and Wholesome Direct and all that other stuff. That would be great. But yeah, haven't had time to do that either. Overall, I had a really good time. Glad we went out there. Glad that this is still happening. I Am 8-Bit does a really good job with that campus. It's a good use of our time. Obviously, Jeff Keighley getting a lot of people involved and then doing his show. It is what it is, but I don't really have that many complaints about it.
No.
And then it's nice to see that someone could still put on a really big E3 equivalent show, because I would say that Xbox show would not have looked out of place in the biggest years of E3. So at the very least, that was exciting. All right, Mike, anything else?
Oh, no, I think that's it. I mean, yeah.
How about M. Bison?
And Bison, does he have a horse?
He has a horse. Yeah, he's too cool to balance, so he still does this. Yeah, I did get to play M. Bison. He's fun. I'm more excited for the other characters coming out in that season. Yeah. The Fatal Fury people and Elena. I played Fatal Fury, City of Wolves. It was very fun also, so I'm happy on the fighting game front. At that Path of the Goddess game, that's actually a tower defense game that Capcom's making there. That's wild.
Yep, that is very strange. I got once you told me that, I kind of went back and looked at some of the video. I'm like, okay, I kind of see it now. I think I might have had a dream about Path of the Goddess. That'd be weird, but I think I did after you mentioned that. Yeah,
I have dreams about Flintstones. You can have dreams about that. That's okay.
Nintendo Direct hopefully happening next week. Probably should happen next week. We of course will try to work last in the Nintendogs around that if that does happen. But any last moment of hopes and dreams, if this is the last chance we get to talk about it?
Oh, I was so bad saying this. I really hope we don't see Metroid Prime 4.
Why is that your hope? Can't you hope for a positive instead of an absence?
I love that his camera broke when
I know, me too. He deserves it.
I don't want that to be a Switch 1 game. I don't. I really don't.
I know.
I want that to be a Switch 2 game.
But it'll
be much more hype for me that way.
But what if you wouldn't notice the difference? Like, what if, if you get some retro magic?
I'm sorry. I know retro's very good, and they did incredible work on Metroid Prime 1 remake. The Switch is still just too old, Jeff. It's so old. It's so fucking old.
Yeah. But they've been making this game for the Switch 1 for a very long time.
I know. I know. I still want it on Switch too.
I think it's still going to get announced for Switch 1. And after I take my victory lap, you better fucking just get on board of this hype train. All right?
I'm not going to be like, no, Metroid Prime 4 gotta, no.
All right. I have your promise.
I'm
not going to deal with that bullshit. I get it. But as soon as we see it and it looks good.
I'm excited.
Okay. All right.
Okay, but when we see it and it's like running at 20 frames per second.
Oh, in that case, then I'll die. I'll just fucking die.
Well, wait a second. When they announced Metroid Dread, you were the one who's like, I don't know if it looks good. So now I gotta be all excited no matter what Metroid Prime 4 looks like.
Shut up. Listen, you can have that for a couple seconds because I need my to jump all over you and be like, haha, I was right. But right after that, we all need to just be like, okay, it's going to be fun and good, and we're all happy that it exists. All right, we should probably do the super chats now and then take a break.
Yeah, do it now.
Okay, Mike, there's some super chats. Do you want to hop into those?
Yes, absolutely. From Ali Miracle, you get a sinus infection and then get blasted by a leaf blower for 2 days. I weep for your nasal holes. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
I feel great. It's the cure. Yeah, I had just finished my round of antibiotics right before the leaf blower got up in my business. If people don't know what we're talking about, I suppose go watch the GB at Night stuff and the talkovers. I got blasted with a leaf blower because I'm so excited about Lego Horizon Adventures, which actually was fun to play. If you want our in-depth thoughts about that and Astro specifically, watch the recent or listen to the recent Bombcast Revengeance. But I enjoyed that game. But when it was announced, we were like, hey, if that gets announced here, let's overreact. And that was the bit. But yeah, feeling better now.
I liked how much it disrupted GameSpot's thing next door.
I seen the moment where it goes off and Kurt just being livid. I'm like, I do not blame you. I'm so sorry.
I gotta go see it now.
It's really good.
Big Fresh 37 says, maybe it's me, but Gears feels gross. Feels like Kate's story is not getting a conclusion because Chuds in the fan base has spent 7 years complaining about playing as a woman. Hate that. I never played Gears 6, Jeff. I don't really know much about that story, what's going on there.
I don't really either, but I am a Big Fresh 37. I am sympathetic to that. I understand what you're saying. I hope that's not what's happening here, but you're probably onto something. But it also felt like the Gears story that they were telling now was losing momentum. So I get that as well.
I'm sure they'll get back to that at some point, maybe.
Yeah, they did say they are not abandoning that story. They come out and said that.
I hope so.
That boy Jerry says, I couldn't believe the guests you all had on GB at night 2. How'd you manage to get famous celebrity Mike Minotti on the couch? How'd you manage it, Jeff?
We found him on the streets wandering LA. He looked lost and scared, so we brought him inside and fed him and sat him on the couch. And I don't think he knew he was on camera, honestly. So, yeah, it is weird to be like, I talked to Casper Van Dien. That was cool. That was fun. I keep forgetting about that.
That was like the highlight. I was watching it, and because I saw it on the backstage camera you have on all the time. I was like, that guy, he can't be. And then he showed up, and I lost my shit. I'm such a fan of that guy just because he played an Argentinian, a fake Argentinian.
That's right,
in the movie.
a fake Argentine. Yeah,
he's just Argentinian to me, so I love that guy.
Yep, yeah, he was very, very nice. I really enjoyed talking to him, and Mike Minotti.
There you go. Nintendo says, what was your favorite indie game announced at any of the summer presentations? I thought Screenbound, Tides of Tomorrow, and Kaborg all look amazing. Does Power Rangers Rita's Rewind count as a indie game? I don't know, but I am pretty excited for that. It looks a lot like the Turtles game that we got recently. I'm not sure if it's the exact same people, but it looks really fun. It has some some super scalar stuff or whatever in there too. I'm pumped for that one.
Killer Bean, bitches! It's all about that Jesus. Killer Bean. Let's go! Eat shit, Mike Minotti. Let's go. Look at that little bean doing a slow motion dive into a car. It's so funny. It's like bacon humor, but the game, I love it.
It looks like a fucking asset flip, and I know you love those. So you have fun. Right. Have fun, I guess. Jesus Christ. Fun Sex says, Mike, how many hidden bots are in Astrobot? Actually, I think I know. I think he told me like 150.
150.
So
I think we're allowed to say this one. Yeah.
He didn't say I couldn't say because who could possibly care about that?
I'm watching that. That just ends up in many more years in Nintendo jail somehow.
It'd be incredible.
They're going to do 151, right? Because they said like a little bit more than a 150.
Oh, you think they're going to be cute like that?
Yeah, just do 151.
I did ask are there third party ones again because there were last time. I didn't see in the demo and they said they can't say yet.
Okay.
But it wasn't just all of the same ones from Playroom, like because you had like Ratchet again, but then Rivet was also here, and you had Parappa, but then also Jammer Lammy was there, stuff like that. So
like that stuff a lot.
T Bucket 23 says haven't listened to all the Revengeance podcasts, but did you guys play SteamWorld 2 at SGF? Love the SGF night shows this year, and thanks. Can't say one thing that I will say was a little bit weird about Summer Game Fest was how much stuff was embargoed till later, right?
Yeah, that was a weird thing. There was several embargoes, and not all like the same date. A lot of stuff spread across several weeks. That's much different than it has been in the past for Summer Game Fest and E3. E3 it would be go see something. And then fucking run back to the room and write something right now. And I like that, but I get that why this makes some sense for everybody involved. For one, this gives writers some time to get their stuff written once they get back home, which is nice. And then on the other side of things, PR seems to like it because they get their moment after the big cacophony of Summer Game Fest dies down. So yeah, I think it makes some sense. I just would worry if I were these companies. It's like, yeah, but people are paying attention that week, and fewer people are going to be paying attention a week or two later. Yeah. So I don't know, but there are a lot of stuff under embargo still. Yeah,
I could have done without that. I mean, look, we're here, we're playing it. I understand the fairness of embargoes to some point, but it's kind of weird. Like, we're playing this stuff and then we're doing podcasts, we're talking to people.
And the podcasts are they're the most listened to ones of the year for the most part in a lot of ways. So, yeah.
Right. I mean, gosh, that's what I think about with E3 was those, like, each night there's a podcast, people talk about what they played. Mm-hmm. It's like people kind of couldn't do that this time because a lot of the biggest stuff was, like, at least embargoed till Wednesday or something like that. Weird. So that's kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean, we did that placeholder bombcast, and it's like, even if we could have done a real bombcast, it would have been weird because we wouldn't have been able to talk about just about anything. So very strange.
To most of you who acted normal about that, thank you.
Oh yeah, yes, thank you. I'm sure whatever. I'm not even looking.
AT, no, trust me, there weren't many, but the ones who did, boy, I want to punch. No, that sounds aggressive.
Wedgie's good.
Yeah. AT says, is Lars Ulrich in Fortnite the weirdest skin ever?
It can't be the weirdest skin, but it's pretty weird.
I still find Jack Skellington being in there kind of weird because it's like, once Jack Skellington, like this Disney character with guns, and they have to like change his proportions so he looks all fucked up.
Sure. Is the killer bean in there?
God fucking damn this fucking bean.
This rules.
I hope that I hope you hate that game.
Okay, 2 times tonight you're wishing terrible things upon me.
Yeah.
I won't be able to live in this world if I don't love the bean.
We had a generational argument about Metallica while we were in Disneyland. You remember that?
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what the arguments was, but yeah, I knew we did that.
I think Nikki and Bailey were very much like, who even cares about Metallica, actually. Sure. And Dan was like, oh, I mean, Metallica's pretty good. And you were kind of neutral. I was kind of leaning more towards pro-Metallica side. It was getting ugly there.
I like how cool they are getting as they get older. They are like turning into like elder statesmen of rock in a way that is really respectable, I think.
Phil Mayasup says, where is the direct? I don't think we're going to be waiting to the very end of the month, Jeff. That's what I was getting. Just kind of the vibe.
And I was able to corroborate the vibe when I was talking to people. So yeah, I think you're right. Let's just all hang out here for at least another week and see how we're feeling.
I could use a little breather. Like, I was worried it was going to be like Tuesday I was coming home.
It kind of would have sucked if it was this week. It would have sucked. Yep. That would have been, I mean, I get that it's like, okay, well then it's all part of one big thing and it's over, and then we can all look back at Summer Game Fest and feel like it's one cohesive thing, but whatever.
Thespian Fish says, great meeting you guys at the Sunday live show in LA. That fake Game Boy Patrick gave me is horrible and cursed. It should be the next Blight Club. Thank you so much for coming, Thespian. Thank you to everybody actually who said hi or came to the live show. We really appreciate it. I think we all had a lot of fun there. At least I did. I was a cake again. That was incredible.
Yes, you were. That cake was truly atrocious. Thespian Fish, atrocious to look at. It tasted great. That was my $8 TikTok Game Boy. So take some like screenshots or some pictures of you playing like the Super Mario Brothers 8 or 9 games that they have on there that are like, here now you play as Mega Man, or now you play as 8-bit Sonic. I like those a lot.
Jacob Bench says, Greg on the couch.
He was on the couch, barely. He was basically floating.
The energy was incredible.
Listen, he knew the job. He knew the assignment. He did everything I needed him to do. That's exactly why we have people like that on the last segment. So shout outs to Greg. I love that guy. I love everyone over there. Kind of funny. They were so nice and great and gracious with their time. The reality is, for real, they did stay in LA an extra night for us. And, it's the kind of thing where I'm like, boy, I feel like I owe them. So shout out to those boys.
Shout out to them. I'm sad that you didn't let Greg destroy something.
He did destroy something.
He did.
Well, one thing, but like a piece. I wanted to wreck the place.
Emma put that set together. Why would we let Greg destroy?
He was going to destroy a famous Nintendo 3DS, 2DS to be fair, that was in a Nintendo Life video. And I'm like, I recognize that DS. No, please stop.
I accidentally broke the weird like director's chair they got on Amazon when I put my foot up on the couch. So there, I broke something too. That's better.
Was that the second chair that broke, or was that the same one? Okay, cool.
Yes, they were not good. I mean, look, I may be big too. That may have hurt
it's not your fault.
We can blame my ass on it. That's fine.
We usually do.
All right.
Jez Gordon says, Xbox Heiress John gave every Xbox content creator COVID, so it's a good job you were on a couch.
I saw him for like 5 seconds, so I was not exposed long enough to get it, apparently. Yeah, we are looking for patient zero, but I'm glad that it seems like, for the most part, Giant Bomb has escaped the plague.
Jez says, my sources tell me Metroid Prime 4 is canceled. Sorry. Let's find out what Midori thinks, though, first.
Oh, yeah, sure. Midori knows all, right? It's got all those code names for Nintendo games.
Look, I'm not.
Japan, isn't it?
I'm not like saying that like everything that they did was okay, but me finding out that Midori was actually not some Asian woman is hardly the most surprising thing that has ever happened to me. Like, what? No way.
Yes, definitely in the moment, I'm like, probably not. Like, just probably not, but whatever. Sure.
No, that's okay if we're all upset. Accidentally refreshed, and I need to get these back. You want to say something else about Midori?
Don't help him. Don't help him. Let him just
help me, Midori. Next one here is from Cody Owens, who says, "Put Ashura in Street Fighter 6." Ashura was in what, Tekken Cross or Street Fighter Cross Tekken, right? Ashura was in one of these games.
Yes, the from Samurai Shodown. You mean?
From
like
Ashura's Wrath?
Yeah.
From Ashura's
I thought that's what we were talking about, but I
Wait,
yeah, we are.
Asura?
Asura.
Yeah.
Are we?
No, he never been in any fighting game.
Cool. Wait, Street
I
Fighter
don't
X.
think that's right. I think that he has been.
Okay, so on the fandom
He was a
wiki,
costume in 5,
yeah,
but
let's
that's
see here.
it.
It looks like there's Street Fighter 5. Yeah, there's a reference system to him in Street Fighter 5, but it does not look like he's a character in
Kage.
Street Fighter 5.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I'm making that. Maybe I have a
He was
weird
a costume
false.
for Kage.
Yeah, I don't see anything. Okay, well, hey, listen,
No, I
that
got
would
a
be
video
cool.
right here. Yeah, he was in Tekken Cross Street Fighter. Unless I'm watching a mod.
Probably.
Maybe I'm watching a mod.
Probably, yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
probably watching a mod. Never mind then. Fuck me. All right. Well,
My kids do constantly ask me, "Can I play Super Luigi Odyssey? Can I play Super Yoshi Odyssey?" I'm like, "All right, kid. We got to talk about the laws and how
Yeah.
Nintendo will come for us."
I never really played Ashura's Wrath, should I?
Let's play it together on Giant Bomb because I've never played it
Okay.
either.
Next one is from actually, what I'm trying to think like what guest characters I do really want Street Fighter, because I do think I still think I want it to be fighting game characters for the most part. And I kind of like, Fatal Fury makes so much sense. There's a history there with Street Fighter already. I'm glad that they are branching out a little bit. I don't know if I wanted to get too weird. Like, I don't want Negan from fucking
Oh yeah, why not?
Walking
He's
Dead
a
in there.
fighter. You say
Yeah,
he's not a
that was-
fighter?
That's going too far, I think, with these kind of things, like with
How about
Tekken Head
Noctis?
Negan.
How about Noctis? It's a video game, but it's
Yeah,
a video
not
game
even
character, but
Noctis,
it's not a
even
fighter.
really.
Honestly,
Even that
I
doesn't
just
work
needed
for me.
for my Steam filmmaker purposes.
Oh, there you
so,
go.
Yeah.
All right, like,
Boy, is my gonna look good. Reaching for the moon. Oh shit, yeah, that's gonna be good.
Reaching for the moon. Yeah, absolutely.
And for Press says, Jeff, did you Pavlov yourself to streaming every time you hear a leaf blower or the word horizon? Great job of SGF. You both. Mike's feet strike again. Well, my feet were thankfully overshadowed greatly this time, so that's something.
Can you imagine a year ago saying you will take your feet out again and no one will care?
No one will give a shit.
Yep.
I mean, I think maybe still like Mike and Andy cared a little. They were pretty close.
They don't count. It was definitely a lot of fun doing the bit. I really actually thought it was very funny. So yeah, that was just a great time all around, and everyone pulled their weight. Really had a great time.
Geo Huey Flo says, Mike, my creme brulee is going horribly wrong. Oh no! Oh no! You could save it. I believe in you.
It'll
Just
still taste
burn the
good.
sugar more. Maybe. Flan,
I know it's fun
be
to like
tricky.
crack the top, but it's still gonna
I
taste
do like
good.
the top. Yeah, that's the best part. Burrito says, here's a big tip for Casper Van Dien. That effing ruled. Is that how I say that?
Say it again. Casper Van Dien.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I'll admit it right here. I'll admit it right now.
I know.
Don't know who that is.
Yeah, sure. He's a Starship Troopers. What? Okay.
How?
No, here, tell me the truth. Did you know? Now I'm not gonna be able to remember his name, but what's his name from the cameo? When you first saw him, did you know who it was in the cameo when they said we sent that message to Quan Chi?
Maybe a few seconds. It took.
Oh
Context
my God.
helped.
You needed maybe a few more than just a couple
I
seconds.
told you I don't watch
I
anything.
know.
I don't watch anything
I
anymore.
100% know.
That's just-
But
I
I'm like,
can't.
people are like, someone was like on Reddit or YouTube, like,
I
what-
saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody
I'm
was
like,
like, wow,
you are
Mike
misreading
shit
his face.
pants.
You are misreading his face. I know that face.
I know that you do. You have to tell everybody else. Yeah, Brian Cox,
Yeah,
right?
thank
Oh,
you,
boy.
Brian Cox.
Of course, Brian Cox. Philip Fortuna says, super excited for Metaphor, the SMT press turn bow system plus Persona social sim plus Final Fantasy 5 like job system equals my favorite game. Yeah, I was having a ton of fun playing that. I think it takes it takes what it needs to take from Persona, and then it adds just enough of its own stuff that it does feel unique, but it's still just so crisp. It is so flashy and fun. The production values are amazing. When I kind of lament when series like Final Fantasy have turned away from turn-based games so much, it is nice seeing Atlas still making these very high-end, very spiffy feeling turn-based RPGs. It makes me super happy.
Yep, there's a strong possibility that this is them taking everything that they've learned, putting it all into one game to really just knock one out of the park. I think a lot of people are going to come out of this being like, this is my favorite Atlas RPG.
Pretty Dude says, I'd be more excited for all the upcoming Xbox games than the constant fear of any of those studios getting closed. They're always looming. Yeah, I mean, we're in a world where all of these any studio can be closed with just one flop anymore, right? It used to be a string of them will do it. Now it's like just one or maybe none. Maybe you make a Hi-Fi Rush and it does okay and you get shut down anyways because Ghostwire did only okay. I don't know. They still never had a good explanation for why they shut down that team.
Nope.
I didn't see the IGN Live interview. I know it was kind of brought up in a cursory way. I don't really think there's anything of substance said in regard to what Phil was thinking with that one.
Nope. No, there was not. Yeah, it stinks, but it's like Mike said, it's true across the board. Definitely keep hearing that. It's like, even if everything goes about as good as it can go with the final shape, Bungie might still get kind of the shaft here in a little bit. So it just sucks out there.
Edgar Marina says we need Prime 4 and Switch so we can mod it on PC. So there you go.
Sure, I'll take it.
And then Jez says, I love Killer Bean. Yeah, I know you do,
yeah,
Jez.
Jez, let's go. So does every thinking, feeling human being.
No. Yeah, get it? Jez, the man who tried to give me a can of beans once, likes the game about a bean. I'm shocked.
Hell yeah.
Troy Gold says, when the heck are the Activision Blizzard games coming to Game Pass? Are they hesitant to put the old CODs on there?
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Yeah,
That's weird that we did get through all that and that didn't happen. Did Xbox do one of their like follow-up shows where it's like, hey, here's like a longer interview with all the developers? I didn't see that either. They did that last year.
I don't really know because I don't really know if they did that. I don't think so.
Maybe they'll do like a developer direct here in a couple of weeks and it'll get announced there. I have no insight, but that would be cool.
Nintendo Derek says, can confirm the Killer Bean movie is great. There you go, Jeff. You can go watch that movie since you love the character so much.
We probably will do a film in 4 days with that. Come on.
You should watch all of the movies. I watched, there are 3 of them, and the first one is rough. So,
all right. Well, I'm looking forward to that.
George Green Thumb says, welcome back to the mess. We made no attempts to clean up while you're gone. Thank you, George, and thank you for that first super chat.
Thank you so much, George. Appreciate it.
Creaky Lex says, who cares about video games? How about the new Lorcana Shimmering Skies expansion, Mike? Pre-order the box set on Best Buy. That's right, Creaky. Let's go. 4th set announced. There's a legendary Chef Donald card. There's going to be some Wreck-It Ralph cards in this one. Very exciting stuff. Hell yeah.
Thank you for all the super chats, everybody. Creaky Legs, I'm sorry that you've been taken into the Lorcana plague.
He's been influenced.
Okay. Before we move on, we'll take a break here in a second. Mike, Silk Song, admit it's not real.
Yeah, that's okay. I actually didn't want to bring this up. It's pretty weird if we still haven't seen Silk Song. We got through SGF, still haven't seen Silk Song. What? That's kind of crazy. And like now it's like, okay, is it back on the Nintendo train? Is that going to be at the thing? I guess maybe. I just don't really understand what could possibly be taking so long.
It got rated in South Korea.
I don't understand what could possibly why they're being so silent and weird about that game. Like even if it's not that far out, I don't know why you have to be radio silent on it. Just talk about it some more here and there. We've never really seen all that much of it. Release a demo, do something. I don't know. I was feeling it. I was like, yeah, it's gonna be at the Xbox thing, and it was not. And Xbox had a good show, anyways. It'll still be real weird to me that game doesn't come out this year, but it's a possibility, of course.
We'll see. It probably will still come out this year. We do still have the Direct. Are you putting any hopes on the Direct for real?
For that, maybe a little bit, but I'm like, at this point, it's hard to feel like more than a 20% hope for Silk Song showing up at anything.
Yep, absolutely. All right, we're going to take our first break of the night. We'll be right back after this.
All right, we're on the break. We need to just jump back into
Yep, we'll
Yep.
jump back
That's
in. Let me
nice.
just get set
I'm
up
ready.
for it. Just give me a second for that.
Oh, right. Oh, you wanna? Okay.
Yeah, let's do it
Yes,
here.
Never mind. We're not jumping back into it. I'll lie. Get
I-
deceived, motherfucker.
Should I just?
Did y'all see how well Mega Man did in those Capcom voting things? Let's
I
go.
did. I'm happy for
it
you.
doesn't matter.
Oh, it's happening. I mean, if they like, there's going to be a Capcom game. Why do all that if you're not going to at least pay somewhat attention to the results?
Was it you saying
Be
that
fun.
we'll probably get one, and it could be a regular Mega Man, or could be a Battle Network? Was it you I was listening to say that?
No,
Okay.
There's zero chances of Battle Network.
I don't think
They,
they're making a new Battle.
they
Didn't that-
ended the story of that franchise, and they don't like picking that kind of thing back up.
What if they do
Well, I
an
mean,
anime?
but didn't that collection sell like 1 million copies or some shit like
Right.
that?
Well,
I don't know. It would feel weird considering that even back in the day, they made a successor to Battle Network specifically because they were like, we're done with Battle Network.
they could do a Battle Network reboot, maybe.
Yeah,
Sure, it's a
you
possibility.
always could do anything. It just,
Okay,
you know,
all right.
it would feel like a weird one. Mega Man 12 just feels so safe, you know, even if it doesn't sell well.
Okay, I get it. Let's see here. Almost ready. I'm just gotta freeze this first thing.
Where's Dino Crisis at, huh?
It's weird how well Dino Crisis did in some of those polls. That's like the one that makes me feel like a targeted campaign was at stake. I don't remember people liking Dino Crisis that much when we actually had Dino Crisis. And now everybody's the biggest fucking Dino Crisis fan in the world.
People
Look,
love
we all have-
Dino Crisis.
Yeah, we all have our dead Capcom franchises that we love, you know, and some people latched onto Dino
Yeah.
Crisis.
I was surprised Versus didn't do better in the polls.
I think a lot of
It's a
people
fighting game.
don't know what it is, but also,
Yeah.
fighting
I
game.
guess you just say Versus instead of Marvel vs. Capcom. I
Yeah,
think it
if
probably
you said
gets-
Marvel versus Capcom, they'd be like, oh shit, yeah, I want that.
Yeah,
Mike, we still gotta get whatchamacallit. It's Mega Man and then a Japanese word that means like match or battle or something. You know what I'm talking about?
Do you mean Battle and Chase, or what are you talking about?
No. There's a Mega Man game that was on like their leaked roadmap that
Yeah,
has
on the,
yet-
did
Tyson,
that
thank
never
you.
came out.
Oh,
That was not the mobile
right.
game.
Mega Man Tyson. No.
Mm.
And
I
based
always
on the
assumed it was the
way-
mobile game.
Well, as far as we know, whatever that
I
project
didn't.
is, has not come
I
out.
didn't think about it all that hard. So that I
Yeah, I
was
guess I
making an
didn't either.
assumption.
No.
Chef, also get the thread up if you can.
Yes, I will do that now. Give me a second. Just one more moment. I did close Discord on here.
Discord.
Man, I was like certain Ashura had been in one of these fighting games already for some reason.
You'd think so at this point, considering how
Yeah.
closely he's associated with like Akuma and everything. But no.
Right.
Yeah, no, the only thing I
Yeah.
ever saw was the Kage skin. This
Yeah,
it's a
Kage
pretty good
skin, and then God knows how many mods at this point. Yeah, everyone
yeah,
wants
everybody-
some. Everyone
Yeah.
wants some.
Threads right here. Nope.
I want King.
There it is.
Oh,
Oh, Mary.
maybe what may subconsciously you think of like when Max was showing off. There's a Sura mod for MVC3 now. I don't know.
That's
That
just
was
what I
sticking in the
saw.
back of your
I don't
head.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
because like they're
Ready.
adding custom characters to 3.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. There's that. All right. I'll bring us back in. And we are back, and let's get into our big decision of the night for Game Mess Decides, and that is going to be the Mount Rushmore of E3 moments. We'll pick the 4 most iconic moments of E3 of all time. I guess we can we'll do some wiggle room, but I guess there's probably not going to be many moments from Summer Game Fest. Probably
I
not.
think we could just stick with E3.
I think
We'll
we
be
could
fine.
probably just stick
I
with
mean,
E3. Yeah.
Unless we really want to get The Rock saying "Enjoy your gaming" up there.
Well, shit. Now that you say it. All right, Mike. Where should we start with this? You got any big bangers
Yeah.
out the gate?
I mean, there's the kind of the first big E3 moment, right? Sega goes up there, talks about the Saturn for a while, blah blah blah, and then PlayStation guy goes up there and just says $299.
Yep. That is the first one, and that is definitely the first one I would have brought up as well. I mean, honestly, I think that is the moment that E3 became E3, where it is you have these companies responding to each other, going back and forth, trying to undercut one another, and really in that moment, Sega was done. It was all over right there. PlayStation was going to be aggressive, undercut them by $100, and every time Sega cut the price of the Saturn going forward, even though it hurt them so much because that thing was so expensive to make, PlayStation was ready to respond with another price cut to stay underneath that,
Right.
and it all started right there.
I mean, the truth is they had a better system anyways, right? I mean,
Yep.
I love the Saturn. PlayStation was better, and they were able to sell it for cheaper, and they were able to be good at marketing with things like that. They were toast.
Yep. Let's see here. I had a list pulled up to help me remember. 299 was the big one. I mean, I think Reggie coming out and doing the I'm Reggie. I like to take names and kick asses and all out of names. But should I just do the 2004 Nintendo press conference? What do you think?
Nintendo 2004 is definitely their big E3 thing that I think of. To me, the iconic moment is Shiggy coming out
right. That was
after
the other one. Yeah.
Big Twilight Princess reveal, and everybody was so stoked for that. It looked, a lot of people wanted a bit of a darker Zelda. They got that. And every time I think of Shigeru Miyamoto, it's going to be him wearing that blazer and that green one-up shirt
with
and
the
sword and the shield. So yeah, that press conference definitely is one that I think about the most all the time.
All right. Twilight Princess moment, and I'm just gonna put Reggie on here as well.
Yeah, you could just put you could put Nintendo E3 2004. That's fine.
We'll keep it separate for now. We'll probably have to put them together. You're right. Okay, what else do we got?
Kind of in a different vein, PlayStation's E3 2006, the infamous big PlayStation 3 kind of reveal event, just being an absolute cluster. Of course, we have $5.99 now. We got Ridge Racer, giant enemy crabs, that bizarre Warhawk demo with the 6-axis, the reveal of the 6-axis in general. It was like it's one of the very few so bad it's good conferences to watch. And again, it like really did set the mood for the PlayStation 3 having a very slow start, kind of eventually catching up, but always being kind of a weird, sluggish system, definitely not being what the PS2 and the PS1 were.
Yes, 100%. That this is the one of when I think of E3, I probably think of the really big moments, and then right after that, this is the one I think of all of these incredible meme moments, one after the other.
It was kind of right when we were in that YTMND culture at this point. 2006, I remember where I was. It was literally the computer I had and the spot I had when I was making YTMNDs. Like this was that kind of like beginning of like meme culture being a whole thing online. And so many of them came from E3 2006 from PlayStation here.
I probably would do the PlayStation 2015 one. I think Tim Geddes calls it the E3 of Dreams, where it was Final Fantasy VII Remake, Shenmue, and Trico, which became The Last Guardian, all like reappearing or getting shown for the first time. So I'll do E3 of Dreams and put that over here.
Yeah. I mean, we were there for that one, I remember, so that was fun just being in the audience. And it just was an amazing show. They gave everybody what they want. Was everything like, an amazing end product like a Shenmue 3? No, but boy, at the time, it's just like, wow, they're absolutely killing it here. I think everybody was feeling very good about PlayStation 4 and kind of beyond at that point.
We do have a lot from the community. Should we just jump into there? Because they all added stuff as pictures. It might be fun to go through some stuff that way.
Yeah, if they forget something, I'll yell at them.
Okay,
I got
great.
some few
Fantastic.
more.
I got it right here. All right, let's start here with Casual, who says Mr. Caffeine. Definitely worthy of adding to the list.
Yeah, Mr. Caffeine is like so bad I hate him. He's not so bad it's good.
Yeah, I get it. When I watch the supercuts of him, it's like, oh boy, he was so much. It was really annoying. But he definitely is iconic of that.
Yeah, ugh.
Then we have Ravi Drums from Wii Music. Honestly, should we just put Wii Music on there?
Yeah, God, that was wild. Because, like, again, that was sort of, I think everybody was kind of like, we were all very excited about the Wii, and we had a lot of fun, and then it was kind of getting old. And I think seeing the Wii Music thing, like that whole E3, it was like that, and Shaun White taking up a major chunk of it.
Right.
It's kind of like, oh no, what have we created here?
Yes, they kind of became a monster. That's right. And here is Reggie's introduction, taking names, kicking asses. It was, God, that really did pop me at that time. I'm like, who is this man? This guy's gonna. He's gonna save
March
everything.
Man.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Reggie was great. It's stupid to have favorite executives, but he'd probably always be my favorite video game executive.
I like him a lot. Yeah. Darachi doing the all of the Avatar stuff and the Kinect stuff, I believe. This is
you ever see the bottom of an Avatar's shoe or whatever that thing?
Yeah, and was this the one with like Skater Girl or whatever that was like going to make her own? She wasn't going to play the game. She was just going to make the stuff that the avatars would use.
Yes, and with Milo, yeah, I mean, God, the Kinect E3, God, those were rough. Was real tired of that. But it was just hilarious to see people go on stage and be like, "You look at this," and then it looks like the stupidest fucking thing. It's funny how important these live on-stage demos were. They rarely worked well. I think it was finally when Uncharted 4's controller stopped working. And everyone's like, "Why are we even doing this?
Right.
Why are we putting ourselves through this?"
There was a year where I think like the Wiimote wasn't working very well, and Miyamoto's like, everyone should turn off their Wi-Fi. Everyone's like, well, we're not doing that. So good luck with your game.
I think it used to be like, because game technology increases so much, like we have to prove that this is real gameplay. Because a lot of times it wouldn't be. Remember, Killzone 2 is another famous E3 thing.
Killzone 2 is the next one there from Flobotron. There you go. The Bullshot trailer, where that was not a real game. Actually, this is just Killzone 1, right?
I don't know, but I mean, it might be Killzone 2. They might have just said Killzone. I don't remember Killzone 1 even being cared about. The only reason anyone cared about Killzone 2 is because it had that fake, and it was even obvious it was fake. I think we were all indignant immediately. Like, we know your game doesn't look this good. You could just kind of tell the way it was shot and framed that it was a movie we were watching. It was
no
insane.
PS3 game looked like that. That was crazy, of course.
Yeah, it was a crazy thing to try to get away with.
Let's see. Adam Juice says it's Ridge Racer.
Yeah. That does remind me. I mean, I know you're busy with a lot of things, but I know your main objective at Summer Game Fest was to try to get to the bottom of what's going on with the future of Ridge Racer. So
spent a lot of time in the JW Marriott. Talked to some people. We'll see if we can make stuff happen. I'm always surprised because, like, I know Jason Trier always talks about being the JW. I'm like, do people just like come here now and like when these events are happening and just hang out, even though they're not part of the industry? I bet they do. Yeah. But I talked to a lot of people at JW, and listen, I got some stuff working. Some birdies will get back to me. Don't worry.
Good.
Yes, RT Bix says Weed 3.
Three, let's go.
Where I don't think it was like clear. I think they just said that they were high. They like I just hung out with Wiz Khalifa.
No. You can see them going down.
You can see that they're high, right? But I don't think it was just that. I think they also said they were like, I just hung out with Wiz Khalifa, and then it was clear that they were all like just smoked. And what's his name? Here's Zac Efron.
Yeah, pretty sure Snoop explicitly said it.
Right.
Only Snoop can get away with it.
And then Zac Efron's there. I think playing Battlefield 1. Is that what it was?
Yes, it was Battlefield 1.
Just fucking zonked out of his mind. This image is burned into my brain. It is incredible. Big fan of Weed 3.
It's pretty good.
Yes, this is a good one as well. Nick Turbo says when Miyamoto and Yves Guillemot showed off Mario plus Rabbids, and then is David Saline? Is that his name? David.
I don't know.
The director of the game was just like emotionally overwhelmed to see Miyamoto come out and talk about his game.
It was a very sweet moment.
Very sweet, powerful moment.
It kind of helped sell me because I was like, oh, they're fucking Rabbids with Mario. Then like you see that, it's like, oh, okay, I'll give it a shot.
Yep. I'll throw some of these on here. Let's see.
Yeah.
Weed 3 and Mario.
It's weird that Miyamoto was, because I was at the Ubisoft conference at that point. Yeah, because Nintendo wasn't doing it anymore, so it's kind of weird seeing Miyamoto at the Ubisoft press conference.
All right. Freedom McLiberty Ball says you're breathtaking. That Keanu moment. This one was like a pretty big one.
It's definitely kind of one of the last big ones, right? It might be one of the last real E3 moments we get from actual E3.
Yeah.
Because everyone's very excited to see him there, and he was actually a celeb who seemed interested in being there. He was having fun. It was a guy who was, very much on top of the world right now because John Wick was taking off. The new Matrix was like in development at that point. Felt like a big deal.
Let's see, Dr. Ryan. This is when Aisha Tyler went out to talk to the cosplayers. I remember this moment, but not very well.
I barely remember this.
Yeah,
I think I erased this from my mind.
That's right. Yeah, that is. She did say Girlwood. I do remember that. I always thought that was funny.
Oh no, the Girlwood.
Yeah, and then she asked the guy for a meme, and he said oh, if it was Picard, it will be Engage, and that was it.
Yep. Low Rule is saying the Final Fantasy VII remake reveal.
E3 of Dreams.
Yes, Game Mess Decides says E3 is dead again. Our Game Mess Decides come. Yeah, honestly, the best. I'm surprised no one's mentioned when we were in E3. I mean, E3 ESA asked us like for when they were doing their remote E3 if if we wanted to like make some content for it. And we're like, what the fuck do you mean? I guess we'll make an episode of our podcast for you, sure. And we talked about some good E3 moments in that. So yeah, and then they played it during actual E3, and no one liked it. No one was happy with it.
I liked it.
I was very.
I thought we were pretty funny.
Oh, we were great. Matt in Immortal 8 of Avium says, right, this is the Taki, is that his name? This is the Wild
Sweet
Konami
Music
one, right?
Oh no! Oh yeah. I was at this one. This was my first. This is the first E3 press conference I ever saw. Was this weird one, that weird little side theater where they showed like Never Dead and Just Dance and a bunch of other weird things. It was bizarre. And at times, like, I guess this is maybe just how these all feel. I don't know. Yeah, I gotta watch that again sometime.
Yeah, this one was like a non-stop clusterfuck. There's a really wild one. Konami 2010, where he talked. Yeah, Tak Fuji is his name. He's like the 1 million troops line is the one I remember from this. So, okay, yes, 2 times champ Rebirth Hammer says every time Peter Moore got a tattoo of a video game coming out. So Halo 2 November 9th, and then Grand Theft Auto 4 was another tattoo he got. Yeah.
That was just Moore, because it was going to be on Xbox, right? Like,
I think it was just going to be on Xbox. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, on day and day, because at that point they had not been. They came Xbox later.
Bench JC says everyone is here. The Super Smash Brothers Ultimate reveal. That was a good moment. That was
a great moment for me. I think about that all the time still. That was so freaking exciting because it's like, first they're just showing like all the roster for Ultimate. It's like, okay, yeah, this person. Then it was like they showed like Pichu or something. Oh wow, they're bringing even like Pichu back and all this other stuff. But it is like Snake. Once Snake's back, it's just like, yeah, it's everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was so freaking excited.
Yes, and then Tober was echoing that. Or no, this is when Snake was a newcomer. Excuse me.
Yeah, and Brawl was so funny because like I remember that year Nintendo did their E3 thing. It did not announce Brawl, and then like the next day had a separate thing where they announced Brawl. So I remember at first being like depressed that it didn't happen, and then when it did, it was great, and we got the announcement of Snake in there as like the first guest character. They announced Pit, Meta Knight, and Wario as new characters. This is the trailer with that weird opera song that they used all throughout Brawl. I was very excited for this.
Teriyaki Blues mentions what I believe is a giant enemy crab.
It sure is one giant enemy crab indeed.
Yeah, this one is such a iconic moment because it's like this is like the joke people still reference in games today. This is like anytime someone has a giant enemy crab, they make the joke.
No, exactly. I can't ever. It was just incredible. Like, because, poor guy's trying to sell people on Kenji 2, which is just not that impressive a game, but it's a PS3 launch game, so we're going to have to act like it is. It basically explaining a very basic action game and tried to make it sound like you can switch characters with the press of a button, and enemies are big and have weak points. It's like, okay, cool.
For massive damage.
Oh, incredible.
Hammond of Texas says, yes, this is Miyamoto's big entrance when, yes, Twilight Princess. And this moment is actually very great. God, yeah, this is also burned into my brain, him doing that pose.
Oh, yeah. That's exactly. That's what you always look like to me.
Right. Okay, Big Tony, the Final Fantasy guy, says the interview that Jeff Keighley did with Don Matrick, where he says, if you want to play the Xbox offline, we have a product for you. It's called the Xbox 360. And for the Xbox One, you're going to have to always be online. Boy, yeah, that was a big mess.
Man, it just, everything with the Xbox One, it's weird. It's weird. Cable integration showcase, right? Talking about
TV,
ESPN.
TV.
Yeah, that's what I just put down. TV.
And like literally right when cord cutting was starting. It was just the worst timing ever. Incredible.
Plug in your cable box to your Xbox One. What?
The all-in-one media device.
Right. Xbox One, the all-in-one media device, or whatever the hell they called it, the official TM name.
Oh, my God.
Tommy Pencils also says Weed 3. Look at this fucker.
Wow. He is high out of his mind.
He is out of his mind.
I love it.
It's
They
so
would show
good.
the gameplay. They would show the gameplay. They were like, all these motherfuckers running against a wall, like, no, what's going on.
Oh shit.
Weird.
The Sly Cooper Wolf 5 says the reveal of Resident Evil 7.
Yep.
Absolutely. Joy Z says, I believe, Twilight Princess reveal again. Yes, that's what this is.
Yeah. Those are good. I liked the Wind Waker reveal, though. That might have been Space World. I can't keep track anymore.
Right. God, that could have been Space World. Chaos Buckaroo says $2.99. Can't remember. What is his name? I can't remember his name.
Oh, I don't know. Why would you remember? I think you're like, I can't forget. How can you remember this guy's name? I'd be so impressed if you knew.
So the guy that was on stage before him was Olaf Olafsson, I believe.
Oh, God.
That's who he replaced. And then I just can't remember this.
Is it
fucker.
Steve Race?
That sounds right. Steve Race. That sounds right. Yeah. Okay.
Or John
Yeah.
Station? John Station, no. I get it. That's funny, AT.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Steve Race coming out saying $2.99. Villain Mac says this is the Smash Brothers 4 reveal.
I think this was when they were talking about how you could make Miis of them and you could fight as them. Nintendo had a lot of fun E3 moments for a while, even though they weren't doing the live shows.
Right, the puppets.
Even when it was just some type of Star Fox Zero and it was all the puppets, it was still fun. There was a lot of chemistry with Reggie Iwata and Shiggy in this.
Yep, it was great. Boomer's Cat is typing, says the Xbox One launch reveal. Yeah, that was some rough stuff.
It's rough. I don't know if it's quite as rough to me as like that PS3 one.
Yeah.
Although maybe more damning, honestly, in one way, but it wasn't as funny to watch.
Right.
That was actually just kind of boring and upsetting.
Right. This one was not like hubris. This was just like they were wrong. The PS3 was biblical hubris. Like, we can do anything and we're going to charge you $600 for this PS3. Mr. Bowler says, yes, the puppet Nintendo E3 Direct, which was very good as well. Yeah, look at these guys.
I love it. I love when Iwata just joins in at the end. That's good stuff.
Shoji Kodo says, I'm going to try to time it here. Peggle 2 slam.
I was hoping this would show. I do think about this a lot.
Yeah, me too. I love that. Let's put that on there.
Peggle 2.
Peggle 2.
That's funny. It's good stuff.
Input name here says the women chained to Nintendo 3DSs. Mike, which one of these women carried your 3DS?
One of them did. This was my first E3. So it was like this wild thing while you're in line to actually play like the demos. These women just kind of walked up and down, like showed you basically a picture of like Mario and Yoshi from Galaxies 2 in 3D. And it did blow my mind. But it was a little weird because I was holding this 3DS that was chained to their hips. Incredible.
Josh L. Page says, I can't remember her name.
Nakamura.
Yeah, Ikamura. Is that what it is? Ikamura? Or no, Nakamura.
Ikumi Nakamura.
Nakamura, right. She came out on stage and talked about her game, which was
Ghostwire Tokyo, right?
Ghostwire Tokyo.
And it was weird because then she left not too long after that, after being the very public and endearing face of it for a moment.
And that's right. She was very endearing on stage, and everyone was like, oh, she's very cute. And she did some poses and stuff and became kind of a celebrity off of that. Dumo Crossing says, I believe this is the Metroid Dread reveal. Right? Or is this Metroid Prime 4? It just says Metroid.
That's Dread.
Dread, right?
It's
okay.
Dread. Yeah, I don't remember the reveal specifically. I don't even really remember it having an E3, but I guess that must be right.
It must have happened there. Honestly, the Metroid reveal that I remember is the Metroid Prime 4 JPEG.
Right.
And people losing their mind at Nintendo World, whatever it was. Screaming Madden says Madden 16 championship on stage at E3, of course. Yeah.
Yes, of course.
What's the E3 Sports EA moment that I remember? I think it's when Pele came on stage and talked for way too long.
I was there, and I didn't.
I was there too. Yeah.
Pele was. I was like,
I don't blame you for that one. That's just
okay.
Yeah, Pele.
I do now.
It's okay.
All right, let's see here if we can parse this. Willow Davis says Jeff Grubb doesn't think Elden will be at E3. Jeff Grubb expects gameplay of Perfect Dark to be shown at this year's Xbox E3. All right, yeah, Jeff Grubb is a video game deep throat. Okay, fun, cool. Yeah, my favorite moment as well, definitely. Always be clothing / Corgi says, help me out with this one. I don't know what's
happening.
happening.
Is this a Just Dance thing?
It's got to be Just Dance.
Yeah, this is the opening for that Ubisoft thing in like 2017.
Right. Okay, man. Look at that.
Another
panda
one I
fucking
scrubbed
go.
out of my memory.
I remember this because these bear dabs at the end, and I remember
course.
Abby from Giant Bomb at the time. It was very excited
Right.
about it.
Days
Incredible.
in Man 2 says, is this Smash Brothers Brawl?
That would be Smash Bros. Melee.
Melee. I guess it would be Melee.
That would be the CG intro to Melee, which is a very good intro.
That was probably Space World, right? Way back then.
You would think, honestly,
I
but
guess
I don't
I
know.
guess it could've
I don't
been
know.
E3.
That would have been like 2001.
Visualizers says, never. What Christian was this? Help me out with this
That's
one.
that's the I think it's the Wii online thing that you can send messages. I think I'm not correct. No, I don't remember.
Right.
perfectly.
Okay. The
It
Wii.
was something about messaging images to people on some console.
Okay. Very fun. Let's see. Watching Ice Age 3 with my pawpaw says the Nintendo DS reveal with Reggie.
This is 2004 also.
Yeah, the 2004,
This is-
just the across the board, the 2004 showcase, which was very good.
Sorry, I was wrong. I was wrong. That was like a different type of gamer. They show like different people, and this is like a different type of people that play games, and that was one of the pictures on it.
Was this
At
like?
the
Oh, it was like-
conference.
They try to say that women don't play games. Was that the joke?
Something like that. Yeah.
Was it like trying to? Was it like setting your group on the Xbox Live? Like, remember that you could be like, I'm an underground gamer or something like that. Yeah,
something like that. This is before my time. I started like
I'm a high scorer.
yeah.
2013 and onwards.
I'm just here for the
Lord.
vibes.
All right. Let's see here. Wheezeman says Bethesda fans. Oh, right. Andrew WK at the E3 2018 Bethesda show. Yeah, he definitely was there. I was in the audience for that. I remember him being like, all right, yeah, Andrew WK is going to sing to us now. Clink said, oh, yeah, this is a very good moment. Adam Boys and Shuya Yoshida doing the How to Share Games on PS4, a video they decided to film in a couple of moments backstage at E3 after Xbox revealed, oh, yeah, you're going to have to be always online connected, and you're going to have to go through this process if you want to share games with your friends. And they really just destroyed them. This is the moment to me that really actually undid everything for Xbox.
No, exactly. This is that 299 style response again, right? Just coming out very short and sweet. Be like, hey, what they did was dumb, wasn't it? Here's how ours is much better.
Yep.
Yep. And I mean, again, set the mood for that generation.
Jedi Moss 4 says the Doom Bethesda E3 showcase gameplay reveal from E3
I mostly
2015.
remember me and you not thinking it was anything all that exciting, and
Yep.
Dean being really excited, and then it came out. We're like, oh, this game rules.
Yeah, this game
actually.
fucking rocks. Yep. And I remember this guy. I remember people not liking this guy, Jesse Wellens from the Ubisoft show, I believe. Or no,
I
this is
barely
EA. This is
remember.
EA. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he fumbled all his work. It's rough to watch, to be
Okay.
honest. No,
Sorry,
it's not a good
Jesse.
moment.
Sorry, Jesse. Get him next time, Tiger.
At least you're handsome. Allie Miracles says, okay, let's see if we can get this one. E3, this Hot Girl Videos says E3 is canceled due to concerns related to coronavirus. I found out from a guy who pays me for private cam GFE sessions. They're always COVID-19 free. And then Matthew Rory responds, I definitely hope this is the way we all find out. And DW Boyle says, I love that they tagged you specifically of any of the GB staff. Right. Matthew Rory was tagged alongside Giant Bomb, Polygon, and Waypoint. And then Hot Girl Videos responds, I thought Jeff Gerstmann would get mad. I saw Drew Scanlon in my feed, but he looked too pure. I'm not as cool as Pac-Ben back. Yes. This was a really good moment. Hot Girl Videos, I don't really know one way or the other about
They're
like
still around. I still see them liking my posts sometimes. I still don't. I never understood what this account is.
right. I just love. Regardless, it's just a fun one of those instead of the sad one when Midori was. Like this one's fun. Like I run a Cam Girl account and someone told me that E3 was canceled, and that is how we found out. Very good. Moment.
Incredible.
Seraphis Kane says, this moment where this man is standing behind this other man. I don't know what this is. Do you know what it is? Look at that. That's scary on the feed.
I have no memory of this, I'm afraid. Who are these men?
It looks like
Help us.
in this picture, it looks like Henry Rollins. All right. Octos.
2010 Konami. Is that the Konami thing again? Okay.
Oh, the Konami thing again. You know, we should watch
Thank
that.
you.
I have not
We should
watched.
watch it
I have
again.
not seen it since it aired back then.
We should absolutely do that. I think that'd be fun.
All right. Octo says, yes. Don't you guys have jobs for the PlayStation 3 pricing announcement? The 60 gigabyte hard disk
We should
version.
get a second job.
Get a second
they'll
job.
pay
Yeah.
for
For $5.99. T Money OG says, my body is ready. I was wondering if this one would come up. So we're getting near the end here.
Oh, yeah. Again, it's like, you know, the presentation itself is all exciting because we are looking at like Wii Fit and stuff, but the iconic line, my body is ready. Still say that one.
Laushin says the reveal of the PS4 when it was $100 cheaper than the Xbox One, $399. So they did it again.
200 cheaper than what the PS3 came out at. They really learned their lesson there.
Oh, yes. There was a lot of contrition there. Wong Gifts is Giant Enemy Crabs, Crouching Boomer, Hidden Zoomer, saying this is Weed 3 again. There you go. And also,
it's pretty good.
Yeah, that was
pretty
a
good
good one.
stream from Dan Bomb. A lot of bits going on with Dan and
Yeah.
the whole table.
Is this when
recommend
Dan
watching
said
this.
he didn't know that pirates stole?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is- yes.
Incredible.
And
There's
also
just
just
two shit
Austin
from
Walker's
people.
there. So that's just great.
Yeah. Pretty good.
That's right. Posty. JD Camp says when Post Malone came out for what was this for? I forget what even.
Pokemon.
Right. Pokemon? Really? Okay. Very
Pretty
cool.
sure it was Pokemon.
Pokemon.
I mean, I know he did that song for Pokemon. But
I can't think of anything else but Pokemon.
and then let's see. Turbo Sean says the moment that Mike Minotti got up to leave the Ubisoft show before everyone else in the crowd, looking more bored than anyone's ever looked.
Oh my God, it's the fucking curtain call for the press conference. Like, I got appointments to get to. Shut the hell up. What
Honestly,
are we talking about?
I don't know what you're thinking in this moment, but just the fact that you kind of look around like, oh, no one else is standing up, huh?
My favorite was watching Kind of Funny's live stream after the.
I love that the only record of this I can find on the internet is the Kind of Funny stream where Greg Miller's just like, it's Mike Minotti.
Incredible. I was almost sad I couldn't go this year to Ubisoft just to recreate it.
God, it's too perfect. And then Christian also says Weed 3, which favorite of mine as well. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
There's just a couple I'm a little surprised no one brought up. Just in terms of like the big trailers I still think of when I think about E3, Metal Gear Solid 2, Halo 2. Those are just the ones I remember everybody absolutely losing their minds over, being very, very, very big deals as far as individual trailers go. But otherwise, I think everything's represented here now.
I think I think we could do like a Mount Rushmore of E3 trailers.
Yeah, you're right.
Because that Zelda trailer would probably be up there, things like that. All right. What's that, Christian?
When was that? Yeah, when was that E3 when they show Final Fantasy VII running on the new, not the remake, but before that?
That was just a PS4 like reveal one. They had a tech demo.
Oh,
it was just a PS4 tech demo.
I lost my shit with that, and then I realized what was happening.
Yeah, that's not a real game. They're doing that instead of showing you ducks floating in a pond that time.
All right. We have PlayStation $299, Miyamoto's Twilight Princess moment, Reggie's introduction. Both of those are from the 2004 show, which might get put together at this point. PS3 reveal, which had Ridge Racer, the 6-axis, Giant Enemy Crabs, a whole bunch more. The E3 of Dreams, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Last Guardian, Shenmue 3. Then Mr. Caffeine, Wii Music, Connect E3, Weed 3, Mario plus Rabbids developer reaction. Everyone is here for Smash Brothers Ultimate. The Xbox One reveal with TV. Peggle 2, How to Share Games on PS4, Metal Gear Solid 2 trailer, and Halo 2 trailer. Mike, where are we going?
I think PlayStation $299 is a lock.
I agree. I think that is the George Washington of E3 moments.
And then I do like, we said moments, so we can't just pick a whole show. Okay. So if we talk about that E3 2004 with Nintendo, and there's Reggie's going to kick ass, he's going to take names. We got the DS reveal, and we got Miyamoto's Twilight Princess moment. Like, which one would you choose? I think I would lean towards just Reggie swinging that sword around personally.
Yeah, let's move it up there for now. I agree. Let's that Reggie moment is kind of like one of many Reggie moments. And that Miyamoto moment is like him sort of just coming out on top. It's tough. But I think I would probably go with that PS3 reveal, Ridge
Right,
Racer
yeah,
6-axis giant enemy crabs. It's just such
Well-
ingrained in our culture.
Again, though, like, should we pick one, because it is like a specific moment, right? Like, which one really does do the whole thing? Is it $5.99? Is it giant enemy crabs? Is it Ridge Racer? It might be giant enemy crabs.
I was going to say giant enemy crabs. I think it's giant enemy crabs. That's
I think it
probably
is
right.
giant enemy crabs.
Okay.
I think about giant enemy crabs all the time still.
We have one spot left. We can put more up there and then cut from there if we need to. I probably would go with How to Share Games on PS4. That was just such a targeted strike. It was once again using E3, but then it's three PlayStation moments. But I don't think that's wrong.
It's pretty similar to the $2.99 moment, I guess.
You're right.
Is my one thing.
It is pretty similar. Okay, I'm gonna move it up. If we have to cut it, that's fine.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Gosh, scroll down for me so I could see it.
Oh yeah, sure. That's right.
Yeah, I'm just trying to, because there's a lot of nice moments.
Consolidate.
Honestly, like your breathtaking thing seemed like a kind of a big deal at the time. Even I don't know if I want like another big negative one. I think having kind of the
I agree.
Giant enemy crab there does that space pretty good. Everyone here was big for me. I don't know about everyone else.
We didn't even have your breathtaking on here. When you say that, you might be right about that. Like that honestly feels like such a defining end cap to those E3
it's kind
moments.
of like the end. It was kind of like the end, wasn't it?
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna put it up. Your breathtaking.
Yeah, I think about that a lot.
Yeah, Keanu. Right. So you know what it's like. It could only happen in that moment. It could only happen because there was a live show. It wasn't planned. It's that spontaneity really kind of makes it work, I think. Yeah, I think that's probably the right vibe. Anything else you want to try to move up?
No, I think it's a matter of honestly deciding between How to Share Games and Keanu now. Which one remains?
Okay, I think you're probably right then. So if we have PlayStation $2.99, Miyamoto's Twilight Princess moment, Giant Enemy Crabs, I think at this point we go with Keanu. You're breathtaking. I like seeing that up there.
I think that sounds right to me.
All right.
There we go.
There we go. All right, Mike, go ahead and read the Mount Rushmore of E3 moments.
Mount Rushmore of E3 moments is PlayStation saying the price of the PlayStation, $2.99. Shigeru Miyamoto rushing the stage with sword and shield in hand after debuting Twilight Princess, E3 2004. Giant enemy crabs showed off in Kenji 2 from the PlayStation 3 reveal event at E3. And then Keanu, kind of our last maybe great feel-good E3 moment, telling us that we're breathtaking. Thank you, Keanu.
All right. That was fun, Mike. I'm glad we did that. It was a good idea.
Yeah. I enjoyed Summer Game Fest. I still kind of miss E3 and what it was and this whole big thing. I'm glad we still have something. Glad we still all have a reason to kind of connect with each other. But it is fun to look back at E3, especially like now that it seems like it is like we have a start date and an end date. We can actually just take it as a whole now.
Yep, absolutely. And then a honorable mention, Sean Layden saying, talking about Vib Ribbon. Always like that. He's like, Vib Ribbon. That was a game that didn't sell 1 million copies, but it's still very good. I always thought that was special. Yep. All right, Mike. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, more super chats, and then we'll talk about a few other games we've been playing right after this.
Cool.
Break. All right,
Mike, are you ready to finish this up?
Yeah,
I'm good to go.
Let's go.
All right, here we go. All right, we are back, and I do believe we got a few more super chats. Let's hit those real quick, Mike.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, everybody who's been sending super chat. We will still keep reading those through the end of the show. We got one here from Bander who just says, "Great job this weekend, boys. Obsidian should just bring Todd Howard on to pitch Avowed to players. People would probably be way more excited."
Yeah, probably not wrong.
He sure did make Starfield seem like it was going to be the most.
Remember how we
impressive
felt about
game of
that
the
after that
generation?
E3? Yeah.
I remember at this time last year, I was like, Starfield's maybe going to be game of the year.
Oh,
Actually,
it's like everything's in that game. How is this even possible? Well,
man, I didn't even really like it.
yeah, it was just kind of okay.
Yeah, God, it kind of feels like we were stuck in Starfield discourse for a long time. And I mean, did you even remember that they talked about the expansion for Starfield during their showcase?
I did, but only because on the plane I listened to the Kind of Funny podcast a little bit, where Greg is still a huge mark for that game, so he was happy.
Yeah,
about
he's
it.
wrong about that one, huh?
I think he found some level of that game that just no one else could access. I am happy for him. He's on some other plane of existence, and that's wonderful. That does it for the super chats, right? We're all caught up now.
Yeah, we're caught up. Just one more.
You playing anything?
You know what? I was actually playing. I'm excited for Civ 7. I like 7, not some big Civ player, but kind of got me in the mood to play Civilization 6 again. And everything's on sale right now because they announced Civ 7, I'm guessing. So I was able to finally get those expansions for real cheap. So yeah, I was actually like streaming some Civilization 6, and I'm most of the way through a campaign of it right now. And that game still does hit pretty well for me. It is just kind of chill, fun times. Like, the one thing I don't really like doing in it is military stuff. I don't like playing that as some kind of RTS. Thankfully, you don't really have to. Like, in my campaign, there's one time where one neighbor like used their influence to take over a city, so I had to kind of go and get that back. So I was at war for a little bit. It was kind of fun to like have my war era, right?
Right.
But I'm glad that's not the game for me. I would never enjoy playing like that. But,
they really toned that down after Civ 4, where you could have the stacks of death, where it's like there are 50 tank units all on this one space. They stopped doing that, and that really helped.
Yeah, there's some people like they want the stacks back. I hear them say it. I'm like, to me, I'm like, not for me. But I could go for a cultural victory instead, right? And that's what I'm doing. So to me, it's almost more of a city builder than anything else. And I know some people never liked the kind of like stylized, almost Pixar-esque look to things. I think it still looks great. I love the way the leaders look. The animation is incredible. The music is stunning. So having a fun time playing through Civ 6 again. I am very excited to see what Civ 7 is going to look like.
Yeah, I would really love to get back into a Civilization groove. I definitely played a ton of 4 and then a lot of 5, and I had never really played much of 6. So seeing you play that, I'm like, I should give that another chance. But who has the time? I played some Steam Next Fest demos. The ones I would probably just call out are Blade Chimera, which is another game for. Let me see if I can remember the name. I think someone messaged me. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, Knuble actually told me that they're the ones that did that Lotus War, Delit in Wonder Labyrinth, which is a wild name, but it's that Metroidvania style game that has really heavy animations. They've done kind of another one, and this one's maybe a little bit more like Blackthorn because you start out with a gun. And it's like a big shotgun and it fires slowly. But then it's like a really cool animation and Castlevania exploration, search action stuff. And I just think it feels really cool. The firing off your shotgun blast, letting it reload, and then eventually like you do find a sword, and you find sort of a spiritual sword as well that you can use, and all these abilities are very interesting. It was pretty cool. I played that for about a half an hour, and then the demo was over, which a lot of these demos, I'm like, 10 minutes, I'm good, I'm bouncing out. So the fact that I actually saw that one through, I thought was a very good sign. And then there's another one called Caracoles, which is like, it's a slug racing game where before the match, you see the map and you see like the checkpoints you have to go through, and you kind of can, on the Steam Deck, at least on the touchscreen, I could trace my finger along the race course, and you're trying to like avoid the mud, trying to find these puddles that like give you boost or like replenish your stamina meter. And then there's these other tracks that give you a boost, and you're trying to like very quickly draw your finger because you can only be drawing the line for so long. And then the match starts and it just goes, and it's like this wild, just assault on the senses of all these characters singing and cheering on all the slugs that are racing, and you're playing online, so it's everyone else that also drew their line before the game, and it's like kind of like horse racing a little bit, but you like, yeah, I don't know, it was just very strange, and I think it would make for a fun stream where maybe we could do some like channel point betting or something like that. And it looked very cool, and it sounded amazing, so very interesting. And then last thing was Arrow GPX, which is definitely an F-Zero clone.
I was about to say, it sounds like an F-Zero clone.
And it very much is. It's got the most F-Zero X vibe of any of these games in terms of like the character select. It's like, well, those just look like the comic book style characters that they had in F-Zero. It's very good. The cars have really great design. It's got a cell shaded look, which I mostly like. I think they do a good job of kind of making it look, cartoony and vibrant. And then there's also a little bit of aero gauge to it, because you can get into these sections where you're sort of floating. And you can, go up and down as you ride these drafts of air. And then once that gives way, you're back on the track and it's just F-Zero again. But I thought that was very fun. I had a good time with that. So gonna keep checking out.
That's one I might want to try.
Yeah, I think that is one that is definitely worth checking out. And then I played a bunch of other racing games. None of them really stuck out to me. So I think that's the one I would recommend. But yeah, that's mostly it for me. I am still playing 1,000 Year Door. We'll talk more about that.
I'm on the train now.
Yep. Yeah, I think I'm about to get there. I think I'm finishing up that section, the third chapter, I think is where I'm at. I'm about to finish that. So
you might be a little bit further away. What's the last partner you got?
I'm about to get Vivian, I believe.
Okay, you're a little bit further away.
Okay, fair enough. Yes. So I'm going to put more time into that. But other than that, yeah, I'm going to be playing Sniper Elite 5 tomorrow on Giant Bomb, I guess. So that'll do it for me.
Hey, Mega Man 5 on Game Boy. I've been playing that more. It's very, very good. I'm very happy that we got that one on there, because it really is like the unique one. It's just very different from all the other ones, with all these planet bosses and unique levels and wild abilities. You got a cat. Yeah, I've been having fun going through that. Love having it there.
Excellent. All right. We should wrap up. Before we do, did we get any more super chats?
A couple more super chats here. Chris Pratt says, welcome back, fellow gamers. Didn't get to see any of the E3 shows, but did they announce Mario Arcade 2? I remember stomping those Lupas in the arcade. No, not at E3, Chris, but maybe at Space World, buddy.
Yeah, we're pulling for you. We all know how much you love stomping the Lupas. You won't stop talking about it.
The Andrew 13 says, Beef and Cheddar Boys at Collision this weekend. I will, in fact,
Mike will
be there.
I'm
bringing
sleeping.
Buddy. Yeah, I don't think it even occurred to me to try to invite Jeff to come into town for the wrestling show the weekend after SGF.
Yeah, it's all good. I am happy to stay home. Apparently, like the weekend after that, I'm doing something, and the weekend after that, I'm doing something. So I am very happy to have a weekend at home. So I'm going to be taking advantage of that. All right, Mikey, should I hit the music to start getting us out of here?
Hit that music, baby.
All right. Well, it's not playing because I did not turn it back up, and I muted the feed. Let me do it right. There we go. Here it is.
You got this.
All right, Mike. Why don't you tell people where they can find you here later this week, or maybe next week, whenever the episode happens? You're going to be on a podcast, right?
Right after this, I'm recording Fire Escape with Dan and Mary. I believe that goes up on Monday. It's usually when their podcasts go up anyways, unless it's the next Monday. I think it might be this Monday. Maybe it is next Monday. It'll be up at some point. Recording that tonight. Very excited to be on there. But yeah, otherwise, Tokoto everywhere. I think everyone here knows. Thank you again so much to anybody who said hi during Summer Game Fest and at the live show. Really always appreciate all of the kindness from everybody.
Yeah, it was great to see everybody. Everyone was really nice. It was excellent. Anytime someone mentioned watching these shows, it always meant a little bit extra. Very, very cool. Yeah, I am, like I said, going to be playing Sniper Elite 5 for UPF tomorrow. I'll also have Game Mess mornings. That's been back. It's been nice to be back on that groove. I always do appreciate having that sort of anchor. Next week, you could expect the normal schedule for the most part, right? We're not going to, no reason to miss Last Nintendo.
No, we'll be good, and we'll finally record a Columbros. I gotta,
Yes.
yeah, I know
Please.
we will, and gotta work my way through Psychonauts to get ready for the Game Mess Game Club. They should be kind of easing back into normality here for a bit. So if there's been any disruption in any content you've been looking forward to, we apologize for that. Jeff was incredibly busy, everybody. Jeff did a ton of amazing stuff, running around, really making sure everything was working well, and just in charge of a lot of things. So
Awesome shows.
thank you.
Yes.
So Jeff did a fantastic job. So big ups to Jeff and everybody else at Giant Bomb for all of that incredible work.
Yeah, and if you missed that, those the segments from the couch, from when we have cool people from the industry come talk to us over on Giant Bomb at night, those segments are up on YouTube now. They're on the podcast feeds if you prefer that. Go listen to it. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of fun. But it's like, if you want to have more of the human side of the industry, that's where it is. It's nowhere else. So
Yeah.
I'm proud to say that we have that on lock.
If there is a disruption, it'll be because maybe we'll do Wednesday, depending on when the direct is.
The
Who
direct
knows?
could mess things up, but we'll let you all know. Thanks, everybody. Catch you next time. Until then, have a good one. Take care of yourself, and goodbye.
That was a weird noise I made.
Oh, let's freaking go.
Good. It's too good.